In every narrative journey we embark on, we rely on the world's structure, its characters, and its history to guide us. We trust that the information we're given will help us make sense of our role within the story. But when that foundation is built on deception, when truths are obscured and realities are twisted, we're left questioning not just the world we navigate, but the very nature of the journey itself. Each choice, each victory, each step forward becomes part of an intricate dance of discovery and disillusion. In this video, we'll explore how developers craft these moments of revelation, transforming simple quests into complex exploration of existence, power, and the price of unquestioned faith. Beneath the surface of Hollow Knight's ruined kingdom of Hallownest lies a tale of betrayal disguised as redemption. The Pale King's reign is presented as an age of enlightenment, a time when simple insects were gifted higher thought and purpose under his rule. The grand architecture and intricate infrastructure of Hallownest stand as monuments to this supposed progress, every carved statue and towering spire reinforcing the illusion of a benevolent guiding hand. Yet, as players descend into the kingdom's depths, they uncover a far grimmer reality. The Radiance, once worshipped as a higher being by the Moth tribe, gradually faded from memory, not through direct suppression, but because her followers chose to turn their devotion to the Pale King instead. But the Radiance was not gone, merely buried. In time, the Radiance resurfaced, her presence infecting the dreams of Hallownest's inhabitants, twisting them into mindless husks and bringing ruin to the kingdom that had once forsaken her. This led to the Pale King's most desperate deception that would come at an unspeakable cost. At the heart of this deception lay the creation of the Vessels, beings born of void and royal blood, meant to serve as living prisons for the Radiance's influence. These children, bred in the darkness of the abyss, were designed to be hollow, devoid of self, of thought, of will. Their emptiness was meant to render them perfect containers, sealing the Radiance away forever. But perfection was a lie. The abyss is littered with their discarded forms, the failed remnants of a cruel experiment. Thousands of lifeless bodies, each one proof of the king's willingness to discard those who did not meet his impossible standard. Only one vessel was deemed worthy, chosen to bear the unbearable weight of the Radiance. The Hollow Knight, considered pure, was sealed away, locking the infection within its form. Yet even this perfect vessel was flawed. As revealed by the White Lady, the Hollow Knight was not truly empty. Some fragment of thought, of attachment, remained within it. And so, the Radiance endured, leaking through the cracks of an imperfect seal, spreading her influence once more. The Pale King believed he could sever his kingdom from the past, erase a god, and reshape reality itself. But buried truths do not remain buried forever. The fall of Hallownest is not merely the result of a war between two higher powers. It is the collapse of a kingdom built on the suffering of the forgotten, a monument to a ruler who believed that sacrifice, no matter how great, could justify control. In Bloodborne's gothic nightmare of Yharnam, deception wears the face of salvation. The game presents the Healing Church as a beacon of hope in a world ravaged by disease, offering miraculous blood treatments that can cure any ailment. The church's grand cathedral dominates the cityscape, its architecture a physical manifestation of its authority and supposed benevolence. Yet this magnificent facade conceals an institution built on dangerous ambition and calculated manipulation. The healing blood dispensed by the church carries a terrible price, transforming citizens into the very beasts they fear. More insidiously, the church's leadership deliberately perpetuates the cycle of transformation and hunt, framing the victims of their treatments as sinners deserving of their fate. They maintain control through a carefully constructed narrative of divine punishment and redemption, exploiting the citizens' faith to maintain their grip on power. The full scope of the church's deception becomes clear as players uncover their true ambition, achieving godhood through communion with eldritch beings known as the Great Ones. The blood treatments were never meant to heal. They were experiments in human transcendence, with Yharnam citizens serving as unwitting test subjects. This revelation transforms Bloodborne from a monster-hunting adventure into a chilling commentary on institutional power and the manipulation of faith. Every blood vial used, every beast slain, becomes part of a larger pattern of systemic abuse in the veil of sacred duty. In the world of Nier Automata, sleek androids wage an endless war against machine invaders, all in service of humanity's survival. On the surface, it presents a familiar science fiction narrative, artificial beings fighting proxy wars for their human creators. The game initially draws players in with stunning combat sequences and a seemingly clear mission: protect humanity. Yet beneath this polished veneer lies a masterwork of layered deception. As players progress, the first cracks in this reality appear when these supposedly soulless machine enemies begin displaying curiosity, creativity, and even love. These moments of cognitive dissonance serve as the first threads that, when pulled, begin to unravel the entire narrative tapestry. The truth, when it finally emerges, is devastating. Humanity didn't just flee to the moon, they ceased to exist altogether. Project Yorha, the android's governing body, constructed an elaborate fiction not to protect humanity, but to give the androids a reason to exist in a world where their creators are long gone. This revelation transforms every aspect of the game retroactively. Each battle fought, each sacrifice made, every moment of devotion to the human cause becomes a hollow performance in service of a lie. The android's struggle for meaning in the wake of this truth mirrors profound questions about purpose and existence that philosophers have grappled with for centuries. Through their journey, players must confront uncomfortable parallels to human society. How many of our own purposes and beliefs are built on convenient fictions? And what happens when those fictions dissolve? Shadow of the Colossus presents perhaps the most emotionally resonant exploration of deception in gaming, precisely because it weaponizes the player's own assumptions about heroic narratives. We begin our journey as Wander, a young man whose devotion to his deceased loved one, Mono, drives him to seek forbidden magic. The game's initial premise feels familiar: a hero willing to challenge death itself for love, a noble quest that requires defeating 16 magnificent colossi. Each Colossus encounter initially reinforces this heroic framework. These battles are epic in scale, requiring ingenuity and determination to overcome seemingly impossible odds. The game's minimalist presentation and haunting score create moments of triumph as each giant falls, yet subtle signs begin to accumulate. The way these ancient beings often ignore Wander until attacked, their seemingly purposeful guardianship of their territories, and most notably, the dark essence that visibly corrupts Wander's body with each victory. The full scope of the deception is revealed only at the journey's end. These peaceful giants were not monsters to be slain, but ancient seals protecting the world from Dorman, a dark entity manipulating Wander's grief for its own freedom. Every victory that felt heroic was actually an act of cosmic vandalism, breaking the very protections previous heroes had died to create. Wander's physical corruption becomes a visible manifestation of how good intentions, when manipulated by forces we do not understand, can lead to catastrophic outcomes. This revelation forces players to recontextualize every action they've taken. The game's sparse landscape, rather than merely providing an atmospheric backdrop, reveals itself as a quarantine zone. The Forbidden Land was forbidden for a reason, and Wander's, and by extension, the player's, refusal to question why becomes the catalyst for disaster. In the end, though Mono awakens, the price paid extends far beyond personal sacrifice, teaching a powerful lesson about the dangers of unquestioned devotion and the importance of understanding the true context of our actions. These narratives reveal the unique power of interactive worlds to explore the nature of truth and deception. Each game, in its own way, holds up a mirror to our own world, to the institutions we trust, the stories we believe, and the truths we choose not to question. But perhaps their greatest achievement lies not in the revelations themselves, but in how they can change us. These experiences leave us with a newfound awareness of how easily conviction can become manipulation, how readily we accept the realities presented to us, and how important it is to question not just what we know, but why we believe it. Through their masterful unveiling of hidden truths, these games prove that sometimes the most powerful insights come from discovering that what we believed to be true was carefully constructed fiction all along.